All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our final, if you can believe it, our final training session before our 2021 HPC in the City St. Louis Hackathon. Today we'll actually have a very special subject, one of those that I always look forward to, our beginning to end project example, and then our presenter for today. I am super excited to hear from Jocelyn, who has been both a student participant many years ago, back near the beginning of our hackathons, and over the past 2 years, it's actually become an amazing student mentor. So I'm really looking forward to hearing her experience. Now, our agenda today, as always, we're going to have some quick introductions. We're going to go over our hackathon objectives, some of the deliverables and resources, general information, and then we'll let Jocelyn get to it there. Having said that, so today, of course, these are our organizing committee members, and I just want to make sure one more time, I don't think I saw any of them here, but I do want to double check. Yep, just me, but Dr. Linda Hayden from Elizabeth City State University, and she's actually come to us in partnership with SGCI, the Science Gateway Community Institute. Amy Cannon, the heart of our group from Omnibond, as well as Boyd Wilson from Omnibond, who has also been with us since the beginning. Alex Nolt, who comes to us from across the pond, so to speak. He's actually coming from Estonia, the University of Tartu. And then you can call him my crazy brother, Alex Nolt. Josh Kissel from Omnibond as well, who's actually our primary web portal designer for hackhpc.org. And then myself, Jimmy Powell, or Jamie. I actually reside from the Texas Advanced Computing Center. And there we go, next slide. So the objective of the hackathon was to harness the resources and skills, to bring the resources and skills that are part of the HPC, the high performance computing community, together in a room, and to transfer those knowledge and skills to an applied project to students of 2 to 4 year or post-secondary educational institutions, and target problems of a specific region. Now, this year we want to develop knowledge and solutions about that are affecting St. Louis and, of course, the greater Missouri area by applying data analysis and presentation and or management. Some of the student outcomes, sort of the things that will happen, of course, increased familiarity with data science in the cloud, experience collaborating when you're building software, so collaborative software engineering, which I promise you will be interesting, and then develop professional communication skills as you present your findings back to the group. Now, the deliverables and resources that each and every team will be presenting to us on the 8th include, of course, their source code, which should be commented inside of source code. That source code will actually be located or uploaded to a GitHub repository. Now, on that GitHub repository, there are also, outside of just the source code, you also have a copy of your team presentation that includes pictures of your team members and their names. You'll have a slide that specifically says how you used HPC technology to complete the project. And then you'll also have a slide that says what the regional implications or the regional impact of that project may be. And all of those things, including a readme.md or readme.markdown file that includes a project description, should be included in that repo, and then, of course, given to us prior to your presentation. Resources include Google Cloud use. There's actually a whole training session on that. We had 2 sessions ago, which is available online at hackhpc.org. We're going to provide you with credits that Google has so graciously donated to you all for your use. Cloudy Cluster from Omnibond, which again was covered about 2 weeks ago. Now, most commonly, most of the teams have used Python, Jupyter Notebooks, Node.js, Replit for that collaborative programming, as well as HTML, among other resources and tools that they've used to complete these projects. But those are just a few. Lastly, our most important thing that we want to make sure that everyone on this call or on this video, if you're watching it later, if you have not yet joined the Discord, what are you doing? Join the Discord. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everyone says, join my community and thinks, no, no, no. In our case, the reason we say for you to join the Discord is because that will be our primary method of communicating with you during this event. Of course, this event is virtual, so we need a way to be able to communicate back and forth. So if you have not yet joined the Discord, join it. There's the QR link, get her done. If you have any issues, please let us know. Now, having said that, just to review everything really quickly, the 3 T's, which I love giving because it gives you all the pertinent information directly. Teams. So teams are actually going to be formed on, if you can believe it, oh my goodness, next Thursday, November 11th. What will happen is the mentors will come in and they will wow you and surprise you with their amazing projects. And you'll be able to pick whichever project you would like to participate on. Now, most of the teams, most of you all are individuals that are coming to this event. You pick your teams on Thursday. Now, there are a couple groups that have said we might get together, but that doesn't mean that's going to happen. So everyone's kind of in the same boat. Each team will have 4 to 5 students, and then 1 primary mentor and 1 specialist or staff, or what we call a co-mentor. For time, it'll take place from November 4th until the 8th. Now, we have a special thing that happens between November 4th and the 8th. For those of us that are not in Arizona, which I'm not in Arizona, well, parts of Arizona, on the 7th, we're gonna have a time change where we fall back. So you get an additional hour this year. I know, amazing things will happen. Instead of the standard or traditional 96 hours, you will in fact have the astounding 97 hours to get your projects done. But having said that, we'll start at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so 5 p.m. Central and 3 p.m. Pacific on the 4th with our kickoff. Then for the 5th through the 8th at 11 Eastern and 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll have check-ins. And with those check-ins, we'll have little surprises and things, little mini competitions just to, mix it up just a bit. And then on the 8th at 6 p.m., you can invite your family, friends, your teachers, your fellow students to join you for the final presentations. But prior to that, you'll actually have a little viewer's choice voting, which I'll tell you more about that during the kickoff. Some project topic examples include data analysis of COVID-19, economic disparities, genomics, weather, social science, AI-based crowd status, broadband access, insurance and public health resilience, graduation rates, and the list goes on and on and on and on, because it's up to you what you'd like to do, as well as your mentors. So having said that, I get to do the best thing. I get to introduce Miss Jocelyn Salgado. Now, Jocelyn is a wonderful person that I've gotten to know over the years. I have nothing but respect and gratitude for her I've just been amazed, along with Dr. Hayden and Amy, with the growth that she's had over the years. So it is truly my pleasure to hand the floor over to her, to allow her to show us what her experience was during one of her projects. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop my share, and I'm going to hand the floor over to Amy. So Amy, not Amy, I don't know why I said Amy. I know she's here. Hi, Amy. Hi, Doc. But I'm going to hand the floor.
I wouldn't miss this for anything, Jocelyn.
We're so excited. So we're going to hand the floor over to Jocelyn. Jocelyn, you have our attention.
Oh, you guys, you really know how to make me cry at 10 in the morning. Really? Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. I feel very honored to be here, and I'm so excited to share my experience and what I've learned throughout the years that I've been a part of the program and worked with such amazing people. I feel like they're so close to me. I don't see them as just just my mentors or just someone that has just guided me. It's just more of like, I just see you guys like as family. So thank you. But let me start presenting. I'm so excited now. I'm actually like shaking. Let's see. Oh, sure. There we go. Here we are. So for the beginning to end project, it's going to be based in St. Louis. So that is our main location. So going to how we're going to be processing the hackathon. Oh wait, I just realized that that's open. Okay. Oops. Sorry, I just got my computer back. My Mac broke for over 2 months, so it finally works. So I'm like, yes. But a table of contents of what we're going to be discussing throughout these next, I believe, 45 minutes is a brief introduction of like who I am and my quick experience of what I've learned throughout the hackathons, our expectations. So where and how do we start, such as like the program usage, where to even begin as a team, just a little bit of guidance that I can give you as I was both a student and now I'm a student mentor. And it's just, I'm very excited for all of you because I know that there's some of you who are just recently starting, or there's some of you who have attended our hackathons, which is also really awesome. And then just a brief collaboration between the student, staff, and mentors, which just indicates like how to just kind of break the ice and just get to know one another and be able to distribute all of the problems with one of another. And then our activities, so such as like we have like really great times, but I'll save the activities for later because I love the icebreakers. I know they're just so fun. And then final presentations such as like the judgments, and then a very crucial message that I just want to give to the staff and the mentors. But yeah, let's get started. Let me see. Okay, so here's my contact information. If there's anything that you need, please let me know. I linked my phone number and my email. My LinkedIn is also linked on there as well. I'm based around outside of the Chicagoland area. So I know that just recently we had a student that was also based inside of the Chicagoland area. So it's pretty cool that we could connect from just like an hour away. One of my favorite quotes that I have is, you have to believe in yourself when no one else does, and that's what makes you a winner right there. One of the things that I have learned while being a part of SGCI and the hackathons is when everything was going wrong, I didn't give up. And I think there's something that like I always try to tell everyone is that when I recently joined the program, I had no coding experience. My original major was environmental science. So there's science, but it's not computer science. I was still very like young, and all I knew was that I had this amazing opportunity by this amazing woman, Dr. Linda Hayden. Thank you so much. I love you so much. That I just decided to take the risk, and I'm very grateful because I didn't let myself give up, and because I could have just thrown the towel and decided, you know what, this isn't for me, and I think the best option is for me to just step out of this because this isn't what my knowledge base is. But I didn't, and because of that, I've been able to. I feel like in a way, this program has helped me feel like I'm slowly changing the world, even though it's not small projects. I never want anyone to think that your project idea is small. Like, it's actually an amazing project. You came up with something because you want to change and impact your community. And that's why I'm just very grateful, because I had started from just being an actual coder and actually trying. And I remember being a part of it with Boyd. And I just remember there's just this always feeling that like I always look back, and it was when Boyd was trying to explain to me something, and all I felt were my hands shaking. Like, it was just like what he would say would just go into one ear and then leave out of the other because of how my knowledge was back then. But I just want you to know that be consistent, with your project, even when you're feeling overwhelmed and you just want to give up. Don't, just every little bit counts. And I'm going to tell you guys that right now, that everything that I tried, even though it was something small, a little success, it got me closer and closer to my end goal. And maybe it wasn't to where like I wanted to be, but it got me so much closer. And I just want you guys to feel that it's possible. Like, it's very possible. And then have a strong mindset, or a strong mind. Just breathe throughout your projects, throughout the circumstances. Like, if you feel overwhelmed and you just don't think you can do it, just take a breath. Like, just get up and just just take a breath. I promise it helps so much more. Again, and just continue to stay positive. And I believe that I feel like just like positive like affirmations, like I am strong, I am intelligent. I may not know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. You know, things like that. That's just like, those are the characteristics that have gotten to me to where I am. And again, I'm only 23 years old, and I'm very grateful, and I'm very honored, because I don't know, I see a lot of people my age, and it's just a different circumstance from where I live. So that's why I try my best every single day, because I just want to make everybody proud. I guess that's a little thing. Okay, then I'm going too personal now. Okay, but yeah, so I'm a student mentor. So I got to be a part of the program, the first student mentor, back in November in our HPC, and I'm very excited because I'm actually going to be speaking a bit about my past project with my past team. Oh, I miss you guys, and I did see Ana Patricia. Oh my gosh, girl, I haven't seen you forever. I'm so excited to see all of you. But oh, oops, okay. And then I guess like a little brief one again. So I started in, so my local school is in College of Lake County. I switched my major again from Associates in Science to Associates in Business. I've been involved in school, so I already have that experience to work with students. I've been Vice President of Environmental Club, Vice President of International Club, PR and Treasurer for Latino Alliance. I've always been involved in the community. I take students and people very seriously, because again, you never know what anybody's going through, and I just want to be there to support anyone in any way. Yeah, and then the languages I speak is English and Spanish. Another characteristic that I have is I'm always motivated, and I'm always willing to do something. For those of you who don't know, I just recently moved out of my family's home because I wanted to become a lot more independent. And I feel very grateful, because I feel like it pushed me to be more involved in my community. I've had the opportunity to help children around my area, also go to school and like feel comfortable, and even help people at where I work, which it comes to like finances, which is something that I'm very I take very seriously, because I feel like nowadays money management is something that is not discussed in school, and especially like credit scores. Like, I've met some people who don't know what credit is, and I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, that's something that I've been doing recently. So again, staying motivated, waking up at 5 a.m., going to the gym. I know that sounds crazy, but I do it. It's so fun. And then I'm always considerate about everybody, ensuring that everybody's needs are met. And you, as many people know, I'm about positive 90% of the time. And there's times where I'm 10% positive. I'm negative. It's being part of human. But yeah, and then right here, I just have my little end goal of what I plan on doing within the next, hopefully 2 years now, graduating, getting my real estate license, and then opening up my future business, and then helping as many people as I can. But now to our timeline of what's it called, the hackathon. So it's a project scrap up of what we had to work on. So basically meaning how the idea comes up, or how to just demonstrate with the students. I propose a problem and solution. So basically the problem of the project, I couldn't say that because of 2 P's, and then how we find a solution for it. And then transitioning into forming our teams, distributing roles and technical skills, and then frequent check-ins, time management. I swear I left the slide right here. Okay, I'm gonna work with it. So expectations. So for projects to wrap up, basically the implementation of the city, it's very important that we are implementing our project within the city. So such as looking at that database, ensuring that that what the citizens would be using in throughout our project will be implemented in the city. It's also a very crucial judgment for when the judges view our project, because again, it's just where the origin is. And then our technical skill levels, such as like the students and then the mentors, just ensuring that all of the skills are met within the project, and then just being confident, be very confident within it, stay positive. Even when things are like going not your way, step out. I promised it makes everything so much easier. Oh, so here it is. So expectations. So my past project, which is what I worked on with my team focus, we were a project based on implementing AI, like in a visualization video, such as like so seeing the emotions of people in danger, distress, etc. And then basically our Twitter bot tagging the emotion and then posting it. It was very wow. I to this day, I still when I talk about the project, people don't believe me, and I'm like, that's okay, because I have proof. And this was my team, and I feel like it's very important to always acknowledge that it's your team, because my idea came to light because of you guys, and I'm very grateful for all of you. So some of the programs that we ended up using was Docker, Twitter, which was so crazy. I couldn't believe that we actually implemented Twitter in this. Linux, GitHub, which is also very important because that's how we're going to be posting our repository inside of our project inside the repository. So then graphic design, Google Colabs, which is also a really great resource if some of you are just learning how to code. Google Colabs is a great program because you're able to use it a lot easier, but also be able to save all of your stuff, just like Google Docs. I love Google so much. And then presentation skills, which is basically just formatting the presentation. Again, it's mixed with graphic design, and public speaking skills is what we also use throughout the project. And then it's just going to be filled with a lot of technical backgrounds. So yeah, and what I really want to do is I want to show you guys when we ran it for our final presentation. I feel like it would be very informative. Let's see. Please let me know if you can hear this.
We are running this bot from a virtual machine hosted in Google Cloud.
Can you hear it?
Yes, we can hear it.
Okay, perfect.
That is constantly running and listening.
Well, let me open it. Okay, let me exit out really quick and let me open it. So it was working a second ago. Let's see. Oh no, let me see. 1 second. I'm just gonna refresh.
If you hover over it and then click the YouTube link, it should open in a different window for you.
Okay, I will.
Yep, I run into that issue every once in a while.
Okay.
Cool. Or now you should be able to right click it, if I remember correctly.
We are running this bot from a virtual machine hosted in Google Cloud that is constantly running and listening for mentions of its name. So the way it works is from a Twitter account, you can tag the bot. Note, this is a temporary name. We just have to switch out the API keys and give the bot its own handle. And you can upload an image to the bot. This is a picture of our student mentor, Josie. Tweet it out, and very, very soon, the bot will respond. See, it's responded, classifying the emotion. It says fear. So this bot, it can work for one face or more than one face. Here is a demo of more than one face. This is an image from our test data set that we downloaded to the bucket. So so the way this bot works is it's always listening for mentions of its name. And when it has a name mentioned, it downloads the image. Then it feeds the image into a convolutional neural net to detect how many faces are in the image. Here it seems to have detected 5. So for each one of these faces, it feeds it into a second neural net that classifies the emotion, and then it tweets in response to the user the emotions it detected. Happy, 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 sad, sad. There are 4 people. Don't know where the 5th one is, but this is a RGB based bot. There is a more accurate one, LDP based, which detects like the shadows on people's faces. So that could be a source of more accuracy. And I'm going to test the bot on an image. It can work on lower quality images too. This is a blurry image. From NBC News body cam footage. So it detected 2 emotions from this image.
So that was a little bit about when we first ran the presentation in front of for final presentations. And then I don't know if it made you guys laugh at all, but I don't know why the first time we ran my photo, it said disgust. And I was like, oh, okay, perfect. That, it matches it. But when we ran the final project, it said fear. Oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed. I was just like, I do not look fearful at all. But just know that that's something that happens within the projects. Sometimes you're just going to have a little stumble and it's not going to go your way. But again, just pick yourself up and just acknowledge that again, this was a team effort. And if it weren't for them, this project would have never came to light. So I very much appreciate Ana Patricia, Gabby, Lewis, Junie, who were all part of the team project. So thank you. But now I'm gonna run when Jamie ran it. It was very nice. I loved when Jamie ran the project because I felt like it was a lot more accurate. But let me get that really quickly.
I had to test it. I had no choice. Like, I mean, you tell me it works, I have to try it. So of course I will share here. I went to Twitter. I dropped in a picture, a snap that we had right there in the beginning of everything. Lots of faces. And yeah, it worked. Oh my goodness. Although there's a lot of angry people here, I'm kind of concerned about that. But beyond that, everything is a...
Yes, so again, sometimes it's going to be a trial and error. And even though you have everything prepared in the beginning, I'm not even going to say that. Things happen. But let me see. Moving to our next topic now. Oh,
we are running this.
Oh no. Okay, let me see. There it is. Okay. So where and how do we start? So again, just a constant reminder, again, we are representing St. Louis, so ensure that your city is being met with the project, so it makes so it's a lot more doable, and the citizens can use it. Serviceable, again, ensure that it is able to have the project work within the city. And then how can it improve and be beneficial for the students surrounding that area? I mean, citizens surrounding that area. again, this is this project, it may seem something small to everyone, but again, this can change just about everybody's lives. So I recommend trying your best and stay consistent throughout it. And again, is it possible? And if there's, and throughout the hackathon, is it possible to make it something bigger? Regarding team focus, it's to this day, it's very possible we can all take it to the next level and see how we can improve it. And again, one of the best things about this hackathon is that we're presenting it in front of very big corporations who are again sponsoring us, and they just want to see and hear our ideas, because again, sometimes people in the corporate world, they don't understand what anybody in the citizens really go through. Bringing up recently, I just moved back to my old town, and it's a very different experience from where I used to live. So again, anything can really impact a city. Even maybe it's just a little town. It's still, remember, it's just always possible, and you can change the world slowly. And then there it is. So where and how do we start? So when we come into introducing our teams and transitioning into forming a team, we basically want to understand what skills they have. Some students have a very high skill set in coding, and some do not. Like how I first started, my main focus wasn't coding, but I did have very well like public speaking skills. It didn't really make me as nervous, or my graphic design skills, such as like implementing Google Slides. Anything counts. I just want all of you to know. Even last year, we had a student who her major was criminal justice, which is a completely different, again, a completely different kind of major, and she still made an amazing project. I still remember, which had to do with voter fraud. Your skills still counts. And then again, going to understanding what your team, what they're doing, and how they are engaging with one another. If there's conflict or any sort of discomfort, I recommend bringing it to light in the beginning, and just trying to solve through it, because we want everyone to feel as comfortable as possible and acknowledge that that they count, that they matter. And then again, going to understanding what skill set you have as a team, whether it comes to, you have a very high coders, which is really great. And then you notice that there's a team alongside that doesn't really have that. There's always, you can always just like split up, or figure out a way just to help one another, because just because we're all in a quote unquote competition, we're all a team, and we're all just trying to change the world slowly. And then so expectations. So how and where do we start? So some of the programs that I've personally used throughout the hackathon is HTML. I feel a lot more comfortable using HTML. Python, Google Colab, a great resource. Visual Studios, that's why I have a little heart. Oh my gosh, Visual Studios, I love you so much. Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda is what we use to download that program to use all the other programs as well. Docker, Linux, and Twitter. The more you know. I mean, I never thought Twitter would be used, but hey, it is. But yeah, I did want to show Discord, but I feel like I might be running out of time. I'll just show at the end what our Discord is looking like, and again, linking the link down below, because we're not using Slack anymore. For those who are returning, we're transitioning to Discord. And then frequent check-ins and time management. Let me see. Just want to make sure I'm still good on time. Okay, good. Okay, so students and staff, so frequent check-ins and time management. So we do have some unexpected, not some unexpected, because I'm letting you guys know, we do have some check-ins, which just basically means we're just gonna be doing a quick, like a little 1-minute check-in, what we're doing. It's very important to at least just give a small update. Maybe you just were able to add a design onto your website, or get closer to, or maybe you made a lot of progress, it's still very important to just have those little check-ins in. They only take 1 minute. And again, I know it's a little nerve-wracking, but we just want to make sure that you guys are all making progress. And if you need help, we're able to give you the help that you need, and to just further your project. And then, so collaboration, so where do we start? So stabilization throughout the hackathon. So basically just tackling everything one by one. It's a little table of contents, a proposal idea, problem solution, transitioning into forming your teams, reading, wait, did I mess this up? Okay, just give that. But yeah, so then stabilization through your hackathon. So basically just meaning we're going to be creating like a foundation for your project, just ensuring basically you're just not only distributing all of the work within one another, but also figuring out what programs you'll be using, taking it apart. And then again, just try test running it every single chance you get, because I do understand, because next week we do start the program, there's some people who do work and some who don't. There's going to be times where some students and teammates are going to be by themselves working on the project. So just I recommend keeping posted, try as much as you can to help. It's just very important. And then Revolution 3 Hackathon. Oh, I just spoke about that. And so then Icebreakers, this is basically my favorite part about it. This little contents of what we'll be talking about, which is the pop-up icebreakers, 1 minute updates, quick check-ins, and then what to expect from them. Which is so the little pop-up icebreakers that I love very much that Jamie does in the beginning of our hackathons is just basically getting to know one of another, because I know a lot of people are under a lot of stress and some don't, there's some people who feel comfortable talking and some who don't, which is totally fine. But yeah, they're just little icebreakers that we just do to just kind of get comfortable with one another and just be able to work as a team. And again, that it's also good to know, because then you get to see the personalities of other people and see if you can collaborate with them or not. But yes, and so if I do 1 minute, okay, so then we do have the 1 minute check-ins. Like I said, they're very important. Please, I don't think you can miss them. They're basically mandatory to attend. Again, that's just one quick second of what to expect, and just seeing how much progress you've made throughout the hackathon. Okay, so with the quick check-ins, this is what I want to speak about. Basically, again, it's just a quick progress. I can actually pull up a slide that I worked on it that let me see, that I had worked on. Let me show you really quickly. I don't know if you can tell, but I have, this is why I love Google Slides. They're just so much organized. Just to see, just to show you what to expect for the quick check-ins. Again, it's a 1 minute meeting. Let me see. The first check-in meeting, I was really looking at it last night. So basically, again, it's just, it's usually one slide. So don't fill up with our slides because we want to take in consideration everyone's time. But for our first check-in, we included our team members. We also had a very, very fun, different type of challenge, which was a team theme song. And then we had, for our first check-in, we had created our logo, which was Cash Captains. And yeah, so that's just like a little example of our first check-in. I'm not saying it's going to be the same thing, but I am saying that it will be sort of similar. Just to be prepared. And again, there's no pressure. But yes. Oh. And so prizes. So the best part about the hackathons is that they do have surprise gifts, such as we would be giving gift cards since we aren't there physically, which I'm kind of sad, but that's okay, because I'm very excited for when we actually can see all one another again. They give out like very sweet gifts just for the prize winners. And it's just really, that's what makes like the competition fun, not because of the prizes, but it just adds like a little bit of like sprinkles on it. And then for final presentations, so what to expect, this is very, very important. Know what your project is about, and very important, the terminology. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not, my terminology when it comes to the coding background, it's not very strong. But again, I don't let that discourage me at all. And I wouldn't want anyone to ever feel discouraged either. So again, just ensure that the requirements are met, such as the city. Again, it's a very important thing. The project can work somehow in the city, because that is, our St. Louis is our project, where our project is originated from. And then just following the requirements. I know that I believe in the first few, I believe on the first day we'll be elaborating a little bit more on the requirements. And if not, you can just ask Jamie or ask any other mentor what is expected and which the following requirements will be for presenting your project. And let's see. Maybe going a little bit slow. Okay, and so this is very important, a very critical message that I want to say to staff, mentors, and again, even the students can feel included. It's just of most students who jump into this project, that we're gonna have some that, again, who have who are very knowledgeable when it comes to coding, and we're gonna have some who aren't, and that's totally fine. The main thing that I've learned from the hackathon is to have patience, and to continue to just trust the process. And a lot of people like that I've heard say this, they're just like, just trust the process. And I would be like, no, I can't trust the process. And I would freak out. And you don't want to have that. Again, if you see any student overwhelmed, staff member, or just like an overload of work, it's better to just acknowledge what they're going through, and acknowledge the problem, and just try to figure out any way to just ease it a little bit. Because as I've learned throughout the years, there's only a certain amount of stress that you can take until you actually can break. And and I don't mean that to rhyme or anything. It's just something that I've learned while working with so many students, whether it's in my school or in my community, and even in the hackathon, because we're all just we're all people, and sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming. And yeah, so there's a quote that I just wanted to end with, which is, if you don't like something, change it, and if you can't change it, change your attitude, by Maya Angelou. She's literally one of my biggest inspirations. And I just hope that I was able to give anyone any guidance and any comfort while going into this. But to end it, I just want to say thank you so much to Amy, Cannon, Dr. Linda Hayden, Rich, Jamie, so much, Charlie, and Boyd. You guys have made this possible, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so honored to be working with all of you. And thank you so much for everything and for everyone's time. And I look forward to the hackathon with all of you. I'm very excited. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Jocelyn. Thank you. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. We yeah, Jocelyn is one of our favorite people. We'll leave it at that. Thank you so much. You did an amazing job, an absolutely amazing job. Okay, all right. I'm not going to get caught up. What I will say is, for those of you that are a part of the Discord, I've put in a couple Throwback Thursday pictures from Jocelyn over the years. Yeah. Having said that, what I'm going to do, I want to say thank you one more time to Jocelyn. Thank you so much. Are there any questions for Jocelyn? She did amazing on time. Amazing on time. So I want to open the floor up and see if anyone had any questions for her. Keep in mind, she started out. I'm gonna tell some of your business, Jocelyn. She started out from a coding camp that Dr. Hayden had it was a coding boot camp from the Science Gateway Community Institute. You had never programmed before that camp, right? Like she said, she was in environmental science, had never programmed before. She goes to this two-week coding boot camp from Science Gateways Institute, where she wrote her first bit of code ever in Everdom, and then comes to this hackathon we have. And she worked on this team called Cloudbusters, where they worked with Cloudy Cluster, trying to set up a high-performance computing platform. And this was in I have the t-shirt on. I just happened to have a t-shirt on. Let's see, what was this? It was 2018, wasn't it, Doc? And her team ended up getting second place that year. But the thing that she didn't tell you is that the information so Boyd was her team member from Omnibond, and the information that Omnibond gathered from that hackathon from her team were actually integrated into Cloudy Cluster in such a way that's the reason the Cloudy Cluster now has that image with Jupyter Notebooks on it. That's the reason why the use of Cloudy Cluster actually got a little bit more straightforward, because of the experiences with that hackathon. So she and her team's work actually changed the way Cloudy Cluster is used to this day. That was her first hackathon. just saying.
Yeah.
And of course, she was also our very first student mentor as well, ever. We were like, we're going to try this. We don't know what's going to happen. You want to try it? And Jocelyn's like, I got it. We can do it. You're going to support me, right? Yeah, we got you. Okay, all right, I got this. And you did an AI-based face recognition for sentiment analysis. Like, that's where you started. Right. And it worked. So, yeah. So having said that, yes.
Hey, Jamie, one of the more impressive parts of that is that when the mentors present to the students get a choice of who to work with, and they chose her project. It wasn't like they just said, oh, you're assigned to this project, go work. They chose the project that she selected, which I find even more impressive.
Oh, no. Let me amp that up. Let me add a plus to that. Why did her name pop out of my head? I can't remember her name. She was my student, my own student, and I can't remember. She was on your team in Colorado, and then she was on your team. Gabby.
Love Gabby.
Gabby was her teammate. Her teammate in 2018, and then in 2019, she was her teammate. In 2020, Jocelyn agreed to be a student mentor, and Gabby chose to be her student underneath her former teammate the year after. So, I mean, it really says something about her character and her vision and her leadership. And it just, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to pop up my traditional last slide here. Let me go ahead and do that now. So proud of Jocelyn. Okay. All right. Jocelyn, if you don't know you're loved, I don't know what's wrong with you. Anyway, So having said that, after that amazing presentation from Jocelyn, we are now set for our final, well, actually for the kickoff of the actual hackathon. So next Thursday, November 4th, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Pacific time, we get to get started in this crazy adventure we call HPC in the city St. Louis. I want to let everybody know that the full schedule has been posted to the event site. Of course, our presenter information is listed here. Just so that you can see it, I'm actually going to pull up. You hear us always say hackhpc.org, so I'm going to show you how to get to it just to make sure. So hack, HACKHPC.org. You can click on HPC in the city, and of course, it lists everything that's there, including all the previous videos, slides, and examples that have been presented over the course of this event. Additionally, of course, Jocelyn's information will be added here a little bit later today. But in the upper right-hand corner, if you click on HPC in the City Hack Hub or either HPC in the City schedule on GitHub, it will take you to the event site that you've heard me speak about many times. And all that information is also listed there, but then the fun begins. So our schedule begins with our kickoff and team formation and all that good stuff. Friday is a fun-filled day. So Friday, November 5th is a fun-filled day where we'll have two of our sponsors speak. We'll have our team introductions that day. During that time also, our judges only pre-training session will be going on with Dr. Linda Hayden heading up that. Our data carpentry session will happen next Friday. Is the only training event we have scheduled during the actual hackathon. The only other way we will have a training event is if a bunch of teams are like, we're having this issue, and we come together and solve it together. Because we're a family and we do that. But outside of that, just in case anybody has any issues, we do have the data carpentry session held by Anna Dabrowski, one of my coworkers, at 1 o'clock Eastern or 12 Central, 10 Pacific on next Friday. And beyond that, we are just getting it in. We have our goals and presentations. We have our progress challenge. We have our check-ins on Monday where we get to see our team intro videos about the mentors. Mentors, I cannot wait. By the way, mentors, for those of you that are up here, remember, one slide, 2 minutes next Thursday, because you want to get your project chosen. And then we'll have our final team presentations and award ceremony on the 6th. This page will be updated as we go along. The resources and things that have been said by our different presenters have been added to this page as well. And this page will grow and adjust as we get closer and closer to our event. But having said that, I want to say thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you again to Jocelyn. Thank you to my fellow organizing committee members that are here. And especially thank you to all of you all, the participants and mentors and staff and co-mentors and helpers and sponsors and judges that have come to join us. Get some rest for next week. It will be on and popping. So thank you for joining us. Bye, everybody.